r/AskReddit. What is the oddest or most uncomfortable Excel request you have agreed to participate in? One time my girlfriend asked if we could have vanilla X without the rubber duckies. I gave it a shot for her. But it didn't work out. What the hell? Did she mistake you for /you/ducks without ducks? But who do you witness before you? He speaks. Is it he who's a hatred for latex and beaks? Is it he who resents of a cold yellow back? Is it he with a fear when he hears of a quack? Do I falter when feathers are present? He cries. Do I sense ill intent in the whites of their eyes? Do I dread and resent the affections of fowl? Do I meet the collections of such with a scowl? Am I puzzled to praise of a plumage and bill? Am I loath to engage in a waterbird thrill? Do I pass or decline on the rubber deluxe? Do you know me at all? Am I not ducks with ducks? Guy I was dating asked for this setup. Mid-afternoon. Leave the door of the house open. I'm on the bed sleeping fresh from a shower. Radio set to local jazz station. He comes into the house. We duck. He leaves. No words exchanged. This sounds like a very efficient fantasy. I don't see the problem with this from an engineering perspective. New favorite quote. Old army buddy is a double amputee, one arm just below the elbow, one leg just below the knee. You would not believe the amount of girls who ask to duck my nub. Yeah? What do you do in that situation? You duck her with your nub and jack off, because there is no way you'll ever please her with your Ike. That kinda broke my heart. Well, if it makes you feel better, it's not because of a lack of ability or anything. It's because, well, think of how thick your forearm is. If a girl wants to take that, then your Ike might as well be pencil thin. She wanted me to record it. No big deal. Right? I asked why. She said so her mother could watch it. Edit. You're a bunch of freaks, me and it. 1. She wasn't a girlfriend. On and off FWB. 2. Recorded only like 30 seconds. 3. No, I don't have a copy. 4. Only did it because I found out her mom lived like a mile away, and while I ain't about rolling tide, she had a hot mom. 5. This is now a Thai dad. What? He said so her mother could watch it. I asked for some anal play and she jammed the butt plug in at maximum speed. No lube. Very uncomfortable. 1 star, do not recommend. This reads like a 1-star Yelp review. A Yelp review. This story is a bit hard to tell over the internet, but I'll give it a shot. I was seeing this girl pretty casually, her choice. She was awesome. However, after hooking up a few times normally, she began to ask me to wear certain clothes that she had lying around. First it was shirts, then a lot of other items. She even asked me to style my hair a certain way and grow a goatee. I complied to everything because the ex was really hot. She was really into me spanking her and calling me daddy. Turns out, the clothes I was wearing were her dad's and the goatee and hairstyle were modeled after him. In fact, I looked a little bit like him when he was younger. Wow. That's just weird. Did you continue your casual relationship after finding out, or did you end it? What was your first thought/reaction when you realized? When I realized what was going on, I felt really odd, like I had done something very wrong. Obviously she was pretty ducked up. I don't know if it's true or not, but she told me her dad had sexually abused her when she was young. I'm guessing it was the reason she did not want to get close to anyone and preferred the casual relationships. Needless to say, I was overwhelmed and just kind of stopped contacting her. Had a girlfriend ask me to pee in her ass after anal sex. Took forever to unlock the right set of missiles. Edit. Questions. I have answers. This was in Portland back in the late 90s. Yes. She was kinky as duck. She broached the subject midway through. She was on her stomach with me on top. Took me close to 10 minutes it felt like to be able to do it. Peeing while hard is difficult. She did not get pregnant. Fun fact. She was the former fiancée of a member of a semi-famous band from around there. Also, she had a great ass. That's one way to have an enema. My wife actually really likes me to do that. She's typically clean beforehand, but she enjoys enema play too. So it helps that she has really good muscle control because nobody wants to clean it up. Here's one that's not mine, but a friend of mine that was a gigolo of sorts. He lived in Las Vegas. I asked him about the weirdest thing he'd ever done for money. He said there was this old lady that would pay him to pick up a bag of oranges on his way over. She wanted them from the side of the road. The guys that sell them to drivers at stoplights. The firmer the better. She would stand against her bedroom wall, and she always wanted him to baseball pitch the oranges as hard as he could at her hips. He'd just rail these ducking oranges at her as she turned from one side to the other, so that he could try and hit her hip bones. Then when the bag was gone, she'd pay him and tell him he could leave. Edit. Look here duckers. I posted this at like 1 in the morning. Drunk. Gigolo isn't in my swipe dictionary and I wasn't about to ask Alexa how to spell that while my wife is crashed out next to me. So you get the easiest spelling I could come up with and you can deal with it. Besides, everyone else is right. It's a lot funnier imagining an Ike fan pelting an old lady with oranges for cash on the side. How does somebody discover this is something they are into? It's so specific. I think everyone likes it. But you have to experiment to find the citrus fruit that does it for you. I like cuties. A girl once asked me to hurt her, so I told her dog was dead. Yeah, you like that? You ducking retard? Are you ducking sorry? My ex wanted me to piss in his mouth. He was an asshole. So now it's just like, had I peed in your mouth you goddamn asshole. So and I are getting it on. I take a pee break and he says, take this cup with you. What? Why? I want you to pee in it so I can drink it. Lol no. He was also into people kicking him in the balls. He really got off on that. And that's enough of this thread. A friend of mine offered me $30 and a block of cheddar cheese to be the cameraman for his amateur gay porn flick. You obviously accepted the cheddar. The cheddar sealed the deal. I posted an ad on Craigslist to find a playdate group for moms. I got an email from a guy who said he wanted to pay me to decorate my house like it's Christmas and watch me open presents from outside the window while he jacked off. He would supply the presents, decorations, etc. He said the look of surprise and enjoyment got him off. Not gonna lie, I thought about it 1 second longer than I should have. Congratulations on not disappearing that night. Top tip, the truly dangerous one usually pretend to be nice and or normal. I know a professional dom, she was venting about how much she has to eat today because tomorrow 2 clients want to eat her it. How much she has to eat today? Tell her to eat 2 vindaloos. It'll be a waterfall on their mouths. And I'm done with this thread. Good night everyone. Once had a girl ask me to fist her. I really didn't think it was gonna work. I'm a pretty big guy. 6'2". She was 4'11" and petite. After about an hour and a half gallon of lube we gave up. I was kinda glad. If I got it in there I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get it out. I was casually sleeping with a girl for a while who loved fisting. I'm not 6 feet 2 inches, but I do have largish hands, and she was 5 feet 0 inches. She squirted like a fountain constantly, like a nearly literally unlimited number of times in a session. To both that and having her clit actually stimulated by the dragging of teeth across it, and not particularly gently. I've had more than my fair share of interesting experiences with women, but she takes a big slice of the cake. There was a lot more bizarreness and intrigue to the XL side of it. But that was all totally consensual, safe, and ultimately healthy X. What was actually ducked up was the specific situation. She was living with her boyfriend, but in a separated way and sleeping on the couch, while sort of cheating on him with a guy who was really shady and wanted to move her to Europe and be her pimp. And she was okay with the idea of being a prostitute for him. And then she was cheating on both of them with me. One night she got a call from the 1A pimp while she was at my house, and she said something to the effect of no, of course I won't do anything unless he pays, which was an outright lie. On top of this, she had some really sadistic fantasies. She asked if she could choke me while she rode me, and I said sure. I had played rough before. She was more determined than a lot of girls I'd played rough with though. and I had to tap out once I got pretty life-faded. She got this twisted smirk on her face and I asked what she was thinking. And she told me she couldn't tell me. And I said it couldn't be that bad, as long as she wasn't fantasizing about crushing my larynx and ducking my dying corpse. Which she affirmed she more or less was. So, I cut it off eventually. I realized that despite the really fun ex, I was possibly in the position to have a boyfriend wanting to kill me for ducking his girlfriend. A one-ape gangster wanting to kill me for ducking his prostitute for free. And a sadistic lover wanting to kill me for XL satisfaction. Great ex isn't worth all that. But, to get back to the subject, with the right person fisting isn't really that weird. And can be a lot of fun. The fisting was the least weird thing going on in that story. I agreed to get a prostate massage by a pretty masseuse. It was a weird sensation. One letter away from a relevant username. Deg.